is talking to the press up in your area.
Well, Newland, not only the mayor, but a lot of other people who were involved. And this gentleman here is Jim Reddyke, who's with the blasting company Dicon out of Oklahoma. They call you the shooter, I understand, Jim, huh? And things went well today? You were pleased?
Delighted, absolutely delighted. It couldn't have been any better. This is probably the most difficult building I've ever done. I did a lot of buildings in Mexico City after the earthquake, but never one in this condition or state.
Was the sinkhole the big problem?
Well, the sinkhole, obviously, because we had a lot of failure in there. A lot of the columns had dropped 5 or 6 feet, and we lost the column integrity in the mass. And so that's the reason that we shot upstairs so much to get failure. And it did exactly as I expected. I want to thank the contractors and everybody in the city, and most of all the good Lord for his blessings.
Now, we saw the series of blasts, and I know it's kind of a secret as to how you exactly do that, but when you saw it happening, you could tell right away that things were going just as planned, huh?
Basically, I mean, you heard 4 or 5 different explosions, and that's the center. The center went off at the early sequence, and as it dropped down, the next line of columns went off so that it would be drawn in toward the middle, and that's exactly what you saw. The key points to watch were the tall columns and what happened to the columns, and it knuckled exactly like I talked about, and it just barely touched that little red building with a hole about 1 foot in diameter. So, and that's kind of what we expected. But I was worried more about this north end because of the failure and the collapse. As you saw, that the roof of that had already collapsed, so we were in a real difficult situation at that end. So I'm absolutely delighted that it went as it did.
Well, congratulations on a great blast. Good to talk to you. Okay, we have some others here on the roof we want to get a chance to talk to. I'm going to ask the director right now. Can we do this right now? Okay. All right. We're going to get over here and kind of horn in on an interview with Steve Pukchin. Actually, Mayor Hyde is over here. This is Steve, who is the shooter, or rather the one who hit the trigger. The shooter, of course, was, we just talked to Jim Reddyke. Steve,
hi.
How'd it go?
Beautiful. Nice.
We saw some celebrating on our replays down the square. Were you doing some of the celebrating down there, some high fives and so forth?
No, just everybody was just sort of saying beautiful, awesome, and stuff like that, and congratulating each other on their excellent job, which they did. It worked out perfectly for them. Supposedly only a couple windows got blown out, and they consider it a perfect job.
What did it feel like to you down there? You had this awesome responsibility, and in the last few seconds of the countdown, what was going through your mind during that countdown?
Oh, I was just waiting for the countdown. Nothing was really going through my mind. I just wanted to watching the building and had my hand on the switch, and when I said fire, I threw the switch and just watched the building go down.
What a feeling of power, huh? Doesn't it give you a big head, Steve?
No, not really.
Not really?
No, not really.
Just a humble guy, Steve, huh?
Well, don't go that far.
Oh, you wouldn't go that far, huh? Okay, now all you have to do is hit those lottery tickets tonight, and you'll be all set, huh?
I hope so.
Okay, other people want to talk to you, Steve. Congratulations on the big bang. Okay, we're back live on top of the parking garage on Linden Street with Mayor Bill Hite and Carl Mason from Central Salvage. And what did you think down there? I saw a few high fives, I think, in our replay, Carl.
That was an absolute outstanding success. Everything went beautifully. We're thrilled with the outcome, and it was just a real great, terrific group effort in making this a successful engineering feat is the way I refer to it, because that's what it was.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
As we talked to Steve Pukchin, the shooter, the button pusher, a few minutes ago, he said he wasn't agitated at all in the countdown, Mayor. I wonder what you felt, maybe a little different as the countdown ticked down?
Well, I was a little apprehensive because you don't know what the finished product is going to be, but now that I see it, I'm ecstatic that the building is down and we can start to put our utilities back and get the people back in their homes and back in their businesses and start working to rebuilding Allentown rather than tearing it down.
No difficulties that you're aware of now that the dust has blown away?
None that I can see. A couple windows, but I think Carl doesn't mind that at all.
No, really, that's just minor damage. And I want to personally thank the mayor. His success, our success was mostly attributable to the cooperation we got from him and all the people that work for the city. And we really do appreciate that. He did a great job.
Congratulations to you both. We're going to take a look at some replays now of the blast and take a look at what it looked like from various angles. We had a high up angle at PP&L. And, of course, our Destructo cam, which was down on 7th Street right next to the building. And the camera survived somehow. Now we're taking a look at my vantage point here on top of the garage on Linden Street. There it goes. They said it would take just a few seconds. And now it's gone. And now the dust cloud is approaching the parking lot. Okay, taking a look then at the view from the PP&L building. The camera way up above and just to the west of the implosion. There it goes, a huge cloud of smoke rising above the building as the blast went off a few minutes after 9 o'clock, and in just a few seconds it was done, and the dust cloud began to blow away from the blast area. They're calling it a tremendous success, and we'll look at it now from our Destructo cam, which survived. There it goes. Incredible pictures from right across the street on ground level. The blast went off as planned, hurling debris out of the building. The building came crumbling down. And according to the demolition people, it did so just as planned. According to Jim Redike, who's with the Dicon company, he said it was the most difficult blast he had done. And he's done hundreds of them over 20 years. He said it was more difficult than others he had done, including the ones he had done in Mexico following the big earthquake down in Mexico, which, of course, would present tremendous challenges. Here, the challenge, of course, was the big sinkhole. And apparently they have conquered that challenge, and the building is now down. And so ended the story of the sinkhole and the Corporate Plaza building. Allentown received national media attention from the raffle to blow up the building. Now the city is looking to the future, hoping to find a developer to build on the site. We hope you enjoy owning this piece of local history. Many hours of hard work went into its compilation, and what follows is a list of all those who contributed to our coverage. I'm Rob Vaughn for Channel 69 News.